Good morning, cadets. Today I'll be taking up the chapter, A Truly Beautiful Mind. Yesterday we had started the chapter and it talks about Einstein as a human being, a world citizen, not about Einstein, the scientist, or Einstein, the genius. The chapter revolves around Einstein as a good human being with a truly beautiful mind. First, let us start the session with Cadet Piyush narrating an incident about Einstein's life. Cadet Piyush.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning to everybody. Today I am going to narrate an incident about Einstein. So one day, a great scientist Einstein was traveling in train. So once the TC comes, ticket collector comes and asks him to take out his ticket. So one day, a great scientist Einstein was traveling in train. So the ticket collector comes and asks him to take out his ticket for checking. So the TC told, I know you are a great scientist, Einstein. So you don't need to take out his ticket. So the Einstein tells, if I don't take out my ticket, how will I go to my home? Thank
So
you, ma'am.
what is the incident about? What do you want to highlight about Einstein?
Ma'am, he'll be going one day, ma'am, in train, ma'am. The ticket collector asked the ticket, ma'am.
I understood the incident. I want to know what you want to say.
Ma'am, when he tells, ma'am, if I not get my ticket, ma'am, how I'll get to know where I have to go, ma'am. Means he'll be forget him. He'll be forgot, ma'am.
He was such a genius that he did not pay attention to small things. Okay. Cadet Vedant, your incident, please.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it is theory of relativity.
I am not able to hear you,
When it
ma'am.
was a hello,
Ma'am, why is
theory of relativity was too complicated to understand. When he invented theory of relativity, he got lots of presentation on it, and in every presentation, his driver was accompanied. When Einstein was present, the theory of relativity, he sat down in the last row of every presentation. He gave the presentation and tried to understand relativity theory to people, but few were who can understand his theory of relativity. After few presentations, a driver said that relativity theory is easy to understand and I can give presentation on it. Einstein was happy to hear that someone is who can understand, even he hasn't knowledge of science. So next presentation he changed himself with driver. He sit down instead of driver with uniform. Ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Piyush and Vedant. Now we'll take up the textbook, paragraph number 7. He means Einstein also felt a special interest in a fellow student, Milva Merrick, whom he found to be clever creature. So there was one girl studying in his class. Whole class, there was only one girl, and Einstein fell in love with that girl, that is Milva Merrick. And why did he start loving her? Because she was a clever creature. So, if you remember, in the childhood itself, he even failed to recognize his sister. He thought that she is also a mechanical toy. So, can you see that clever creature? He could have said that a clever girl, but he says a clever creature. This young Serb had come to Switzerland because the University of Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degrees. So this time we are talking about when women could get degrees, and this lady had come to Switzerland to get a degree. Einstein saw in her an ally against Philistines. What's Philistines? It's disapproving word to talk about people who don't like art, literature, and music. Those people in his family and at the university with whom he was constantly at odds. The couple fell in love. So Einstein and Milva Merrick are in love.
Ma'am, can I say incident?
Yeah. Letters survive in
Ma'am,
which
when
they
I-
put their affection with words, mixing signs with tenders. So their love letters also contain signs, though it was a love letter, but it was a mix of signs and tenderness. So one of the letters is, how happy and proud I shall be when we both brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion. So that was the way they interacted. In 1900, at the age of 21, Albert Einstein was a university graduate and employed. He worked as a teaching assistant, gave private lessons, and finally secured a job in 1902 as a technical expert in the patent office in Bern. So, if you look at his profile, you will see that there was struggle. He did not directly become a genius and a big scientist and Nobel laureate. He has had a humble beginning. He started working as a teaching assistant, then he gave private lessons, then he went for a job as a technical expert. So life was not a bed of roses, or life was not very easy for him. He also had his own struggles. When he was supposed to be assessing other people's invention, Einstein was actually developing his own ideas in secret. He is said to have jokingly called this desk drawer at work the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. So, though he was working in a office, he was using that time to make his own things also. He was managing two things simultaneously. One of the famous papers of 1905 was Einstein's special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. So he gave many theories, and in 1905 he gave the famous special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. Indeed, two perfectly accurate clocks will not continue to show the same time if they come together again after a journey, if one of them has been moving very fast relative to the other. From this followed the world's most famous formula, which describes the relationship between mass and energy. So, this is the famous formula of Einstein. Everybody knows it. E is equal to mc. In the mathematical equation, E stands for energy, M for mass, and C for the speed of the light in a vacuum. So when very beautifully explained by Einstein, just see how genius he was. When you sit with a nice girl for 2 hours, it seems 2 minutes. When you sit on a hot stove for 2 minutes, it seems 2 hours. That is relativity. So that is the simplicity of the man who has explained it very nicely. So before proceeding to the 10th paragraph, we have Cadet Revan Siddha and Prajwal narrating incidents.
Ma'am, when Albert Einstein was married with Marie, ma'am, in 1999, he was
1999? No.
because Mark, ma'am, and he was troubled, ma'am, and he was wanted to divorce with her due to some problems, ma'am. So he left his Nobel Prize to his kids and wife, ma'am.
Okay. Prajwal? Prajwal?
Yes, ma'am. The story was in his childhood, ma'am. Actually, when he was small, he was studying in a school, ma'am. Actually, as it is given in chapter, he had clash with many teachers. And once a letter came from his teacher to his mother. And her mother read it And afterwards, the Albert Einstein asked her, what was written in the letter, ma'am? Her mother said it was written that you are a very genius student and there are no teachers to teach you in our school, ma'am. But afterwards, his mother teach him for some years. She developed his skills very much, ma'am. Afterwards, when he became a great scientist, he came to his mother, ma'am. That time she was dead. And suddenly he found her work, ma'am. And he wrote the letter and so it was written that your child is very abnormal student and he, that my mother made me a greatest.
Okay,
It is
now
about
we go.
Thomas Alva Edison.
Yeah, this Thomas Alva Edison's mother had contributed to. His mother called him a freak. So you're confused between the two scientists, Prajwal. So let us continue. While Einstein was solving the most difficult problems in physics, his private life was unraveling. Albert had to marry Milva right after finishing his studies, but his mother was against it. She thought Milva, who was 3 years older than her son, was too old for him, and she was also bothered by Milva's intelligence. She is a book like you, his mother said. Einstein put the wedding off. So now Einstein was growing as a scientist and he had already fell in love with Milva. So he was getting ready to marry her. But his mother was worried because she thought that both are involved in research and becoming a scientist. So one should be a homemaker, then only life goes on. And that Milva was very intelligent. So her mother, his mother, Einstein's mother, was against the relationship. 11th paragraph. The pair finally married in January 1903 and had 2 sons. But a few years later, marriage faltered. Milva, meanwhile, was losing her intellectual ambition and becoming an unhappy housewife. After years of constant fighting, the couple finally divorced in 1919. Einstein married his cousin Elsa the same year. So, what his mother had foreseen, his mother had already understood that this girl is very intelligent, so she cannot be confined in the four walls of a house. She will not become a good housewife. She has to work because she is very intelligent and ambitious. And whatever she had foreseen, his mother, it was correct. There was fights, and then ultimately they divorced. Einstein then married his cousin Elsa. Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his rise to world fame. In 1915, he had published his General Theory of Relativity, which provided a new interpretation of gravity. So 1915, so you must be knowing the World War years. The First World War started in? No, cadets?
1915.
14. So, yeah.
1914 in 1919 it ended.
Yeah, 1914 it started. So it is all World War is going on, and in that, in 1915, General Theory of Relativity was published. An eclipse of the sun in 1919 brought proof that it was accurate. So an eclipse of the sun proved that Einstein was right. Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent to which the light from fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. Newspapers proclaimed his work as scientific revolution. So he became very famous with the general theory of relativity. Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. He was showered with honors and invitation from all over the world, lauded by the press. So he became very, very famous. Lot of invitation as chief guest, and press also was writing. Newspapers were flooded with good news. All these things happened. 14th paragraph. When the Nazis came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein immigrated to the United States. 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physicists in an uproar. Many of them had fled from fascism just as Einstein had, and now they were afraid of Nazis could build and use an atomic bomb. So you must have seen that Einstein does not like politics. He runs away when there is politics. He was a good human being, so he always wanted peace. Though he was a scientist and a genius, he believed in world peace. Paragraph number 15. At the urging of a colleague, that is, request, Einstein wrote a letter to the American President Franklin D. Roosevelt on 2nd August 1939. So now it is Second World War, 1939 to 1945. It is Second World War, in which he wrote a letter and he warned. What did he warn? A single bomb of this type exploded in a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory. So he warned that if such nuclear bombs are used, it can has a heavy destroying capacity. His words did not fail to have an effect. The Americans developed the atomic bomb in a secret project of their own and dropped in the two cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. And they did not hear it, and really the results came in August 1945. Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of the destruction. This time, he wrote a public missive to the United Nations. So now he thought that he has to write to United Nations. In it, what did he write? He proposed that there should be a world government. So here comes the title of the lesson. The title of the lesson is A Truly Beautiful Mind. And definitely, this particular paragraph shows that Einstein was concerned about the whole world. He was shaken by the bombs dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So he proposed that the formation of a world government. Unlike the letter to Roosevelt, he had written a letter to President Franklin Roosevelt. This one had no impact. But over the next decade, Einstein got ever more involved in politics, agitating from end to arms build-up, using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. But Einstein had strong determination and iron will, so he joined a race against to end the buildup of arms, and he used his popularity as a scientist to campaign for world peace and democracy. Einstein passed away in 1955 at the age of 76, and he was celebrated as a visionary and world scientist as much as a scientific genius. Now, somebody should comment on the title of the lesson. Is the title appropriate and apt? Yes, cadets. Cadets, are they there? Are they there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Comment on the title of the lesson.
Is appropriate, ma'am, because he had
Speak loudly, speak
It's
loudly.
almost approximate, ma'am.
the title of the story is appropriate.
Title
ma'am,
of the lesson.
because he had son is appropriate, ma'am, because he had for whole world against the build-up and up of atomic bombs that which can destroy the countries.
Okay.
And the build-up and used his popularity to campaign and democracy.
Okay. Somebody else.
Ma'am, Karthik, I will say that.
Please.
This lesson's heading is appropriate, ma'am, because it is saying truly beautiful mind. When atomic bomb was dropped, he did not think that my experiment was successful, he felt that it is a great loss for humanity, ma'am.
So he was always focused on world peace.
Sir, ma'am, he even said one quote, ma'am,
Hmm.
that mouse doesn't build a mouse trap for itself, but humans build a atom bomb.
Very good. So what does that mean? Mouse does not get a mouse trap so that it cannot be trapped. But human beings, just to compete with others, they will make atom bombs, and one day it will take them also away. Na? That we are not realizing. Yeah, very good proverb. Yes. Yeah. So, tell me something more about Einstein.
Ma'am, this chapter's title, A Truly Beautiful Mind, we can see that how a scientist mind can be in a focus towards view of humanity, ma'am. Not only towards science but also humanity. Uh, when Germans started to develop nuclear bombs, ma'am, he started to criticize them in a global way, ma'am, so that nuclear arms should be stopped and destruction cannot be caused in the future.
Yeah, the chapter talks about that. Ultimately, it's our behavior, it is our liberal and kind approach that matters. No matter how genius or intelligent we may be, but we should have a beautiful mind and always think about the welfare of others.
Ma'am, shall I?
Please.
Even America was the enemy of the German, ma'am. Even then, he told that America that the Germany is planning to bomb on America, ma'am.
Yeah.
In by this, we will know how much importance he give to humanity, ma'am.
Yeah, always think about the welfare of the humanity. You may rise in life, but you should always think about the general welfare. That is very important.
Ma'am, shall I share the content of what is the cause of death of Albert Einstein?
Please, very good. So Einstein died in April 1955 from an abdominal aortic aneurysm. He had requested that his body be cremated, but in a bizarre or a confusion incident, Princeton pathologist Thomas Harvey removed his famous brain during his autopsy and kept in the hope of unlocking the secret of his genius. So, when Einstein became a scientist and he was considered to be genius, people wanted to study his brain. So, Dr. Thomas Harvey removed his brain and tried to study the secrets of his brain. Thank you, Shivam. Good information.
Brain was kept in a jar in a bunker for at least 40 years, ma'am.
Yeah, it is nice to hear that cadets are trying to find out more and more about Einstein. Thank you for the
Ma'am,
information. Thank you very much.